Good day everyone, welcome to a new video of Crypto Michael. And as you see, we are doing the video in the morning. Why is that? Tonight is the live stream at 8 p.m. GMT plus 2, in which we're going to discuss everything around crypto trading and investing. So therefore we've got a market update in the morning. If you like my content, please like beneath, that's helping me a lot with the YouTube rank. If you want to stay tuned to the channel, please subscribe as well. And today we are going to discuss Tezos, Chainlink, and a little bit of a BNB. As we see, we've got a clean chart of Tezos in which we have seen a cycle in the beginning of this year with a far overextended move, after which we've crashed down and tested the lower levels, and now we are grinding up just like the period here, in which it seems likely that we are going to break through and going to test the all-time high. First of all, Chainlink has been moving already, which means that usually Tezos follows, and it has been lagging behind heavily, in which it seems likely that we're now finally pacing up to the level Chainlink has been going, in which we can see continuation on Tezos. Now, what do we see in the chart here is some clear pictures. One of them is that we have been testing the 200-day MA. As we can see, the red color, the 200-day MA, flipped for support here, in which you can also say that this block here is a deviation below the range low. Like you can state that, for instance, this area over here, this area is the range high, in which this OB is still acting as resistance, and the level here is acting as the range low, which is the previous high actually of the level there. You can determine it as a range, it's all up to you what you want to do with it. But here is this range low, here's the range high, and we have been testing either of the two. We have seen a fake out on the downside, which makes it likely that, given that we have reclaimed the range support, we are going to test the resistance. And given that we have had a few tests of the resistance already, it seems very likely that we're going to break through, and the next break will bring us towards the all-time high tests. And given this construction, given that we've got such a compression, I would not be surprised if we crack this all-time high, as it's just not a really big resistance area, it's just a few taps, and just start to accelerate above it. Does that mean that we currently have a entry zone on Tezos? No. Yes, we can see that it starts to accelerate relatively fast and does not provide any retests, but you should still be looking, if you don't have a position yet, for a potential retest. And in this case, you want to be looking for a retest zone, which is here. Well, that's the best entry zone, which is between, let's see, between the previous high at 269 towards 280. You want to start accumulating a back there. If we get a construction like we do over here, like for instance we get something like this, just a compression period like we have done here in this zone, you know that once it compresses on a higher level, it starts to accelerate relatively fast. And as you can see on the previous high, that's not a real resistance. The actual resistance it has to break is this $3 resistance zone, and once it breaks through, we can accelerate in a relatively fast manner, in which you might be doing the exact same thing as we did with Chainlink, which is, I don't know where the exact low here is determining the next target zone, which could be $6. Oh, I've done it a little bit. 583 could be the next target zone. I'm using Fibonacci extension to see how we are developing and to determine targets in price discovery. And you should understand that my targets are just for trades, and that's a different approach than for investing. If I want to trade, I want to have clear pictures of where I want to close my positions, and if something goes up further, I don't really care. But given this construction, and if we get a correction or like a retest of 290 or 266 to 280, that's an entry zone if you did not have one. This was the first entry zone in general. If we break through, it seems very likely that we're going to rally towards 370 to $4, and then 463 and 583 are clear pictures where we could be running. And I think it's not too surprising that we can actually target above $5, given the extension we have seen on Tezos earlier this year, and given the extension we have seen on Chainlink in the previous days. For instance, what we saw on Chainlink is a similar construction in which we started to gain momentum, stronger than Tezos actually. As we see, we have been making constant higher lows, and Tezos flipped down below here, in which it tested the low again, but overall it flipped the previous all-time high for support and broke through in a very fast pace, in which we have made a new all-time high of $8.45, and that's great. However, what we see here is that we have an expansion on top, and that we might be closing this daily in the case that we've got more sell pressure than buy pressure, which could mean that we are rotating here. Does that mean that we have to start shorting? No, it's still in a heavy uptrend, which means that buying the dip with a plan is the best strategy until the movements start to switch or clear indications are made. Like for here, we've got a bearish divergence structure in which the previous high flipped for resistance again. Then you can start shorting the market. But overall, you can see that during an uptrend, you want to be on the right side of the trade, and you just want to buy the dip as long as it remains above this 100-day and 200-day MA. So in this case, what we see on the daily is no clear short entry and no clear long entry. What are potential long entries to take in this case? Well, we see that we've got a clear construction here. That's a potential long entry if we get there, which is between 6 to 6.5, and it seems natural for this coin to retrace at least to there to retest some previous levels, and we still have this level over here. But what I wanted to say, and we get to the BTC pair in a little bit as well, once it breaks such a range, you can see that you don't get the clear entry anymore. But given the daily time frames, I think we are close to a top on Chainlink for now, and we might be testing these lower levels here, or at least range a little bit, and then we probably test the range high at $650 for a clear confirmation. Does that mean that it is obvious that it's done right now? No, but after a almost 100% move, it seems more than natural to just consolidate for a little while. And about the range breakout, Link BTC is actually showing what is happening when it breaks such a substantial resistance, which is a clear example of what should be likely to occur on Bitcoin. This one is a few months old, in which we have tested the range resistance, tested here, bearish div, turned south, tested here again with the exact same bearish div, and over here we see that we've made an ascending triangle compression period and broke out substantially with a 60 to 70% move. If you measure it from here, it's actually 76% move, which means that if Bitcoin is going to do the exact same structure, in which the 10 to 10.5k level is going to be the barrier that it has to break, the acceleration will be in the same pace as Chainlink. So once Bitcoin breaks above the 10 and 10.5k level, you can expect a similar move to occur towards 15 to 16k, just because of the compression that's built up and the significance of such a breakout after such a long period. So what is likely for Chainlink right now? It's the exact same thing as the BTC on the BTC pair. I'd be clearly waiting on the daily to see how it goes here. We might be making around the top, come back down, make another high, and drop then again, just like we did here. That seems very likely after such a move. The clear first level for entries is around the 650 zone, is around the 66,000 level. I would not be entering it here. The entry is far gone. Where would you put your stop if you're going to enter here after the 70% move? Similarly, you might be looking for short scalps, but there is no clear entry for a short here, so neither of them are a trade, and you should be patient until there is a clear opportunity. In general, the market does a thing, but your portfolio is the crucial part of everything. So you should be determining opportunities that are likely to be profitable for your portfolio, no matter where the market is moving. Then finally, I'd want to discuss this one. Let's zoom out for a little bit. BNB is starting to show signals of a potential new cycle as well. As we can see, we are finally getting into a compression of the 100-day and 200-day MA, and it has been lagging behind heavily. And we got the clear double bottom structure with a potential bullish divergence over here, broke through, and now we're in the first resistance area, in which what is very important to hold is that we hold the area here. If we hold the level around 18k sets, it seems very likely that we're going to make a new cycle like we did here, and once BNB starts to run, you know, IEOs will run. So what's the first level I'd be measuring for a potential target zone is the next level around 23k sets. If we break that range high, why am I saying range high? Well, we got the level here. Oh, working on a MacBook is quite difficult without a mouse. We got this level here. Once it breaks through this level, then this sideways structure is gone. So like the market goes up, sideways, down, sideways, up. So once it breaks this resistance here at 23k sets, it seems likely that we're going to see an impulse wave towards the highs again. So in this case, you want to see this level hold around 18,000 sets. Then it's likely that we're going to test this range high. Another flip of this 100-day and 200-day MA construction would mean that we're going to break through, test 30k, test 39, and might be testing all-time high. BNB USDT, the exact same figure here. We are still grinding up, and I'll just put it on linear. You can see that we've got this compression here. We're tapping this range high. It's showing the exact same figure as VeChain did before the big breakout, and it's starting to show figures like we see here. You want to see the level hold at 1650 as a supposed support level. If that does, then we're going to test 22, and once BNB starts to run, the IEOs will do well too. So that's my market update for this morning. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you tonight at the live stream. Please like beneath or subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned. Thank you for watching.